Hello and welcome to the Caring Matters podcast. I'm Liz Tassone, the volunteer host, and I'm here on the campus of Bayley on the west side of Cincinnati with Donna Wiechert. Donna is the outreach specialist for a program called Be Connected. So talk to us about Bayley Be Connected.
Well, this is for people that live outside, not on campus, and we're trying to give them the same services that we actually know work well here on campus. So there is a membership involved. There's two different types of membership. One's a basic membership and the other one is a deluxe membership. The basic is $50 for a single, it's very minimum, and $75 for the year.
For the year.
For the year. And then that would include them to actually call me. For an example, if they had like a plumbing issue, they would call me and say, Donna, I need some help. So then I would give them 2 to 3 names that we highly recommend, and we checked out the references of these providers. We're part of the Delhi Business Association, so we try to use local people too, or providers that Sisters of Charity have been using for years. So we do have a good connection with a lot of good quality providers. In return, we ask the providers to give 10 to 20% discount for their services. And so then they usually just take it from there. They call and make the appointments on the basic membership. But say for someone who needs extra assistance, they would maybe do a deluxe membership, and that's $300 for the year and $350 for a couple. That would include maybe, she would call me for plumbing issues. I would actually make the appointment with the right provider that I think that would be responsible. And I would actually go over to her house and make sure that she feels comfortable letting somebody in who she's never met. So it's just more personal and just to help and make sure maybe they're having trouble seeing. So I just, another set of eyes for them to make sure everything's okay. Like a personal assistant, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
So there's two different types of membership. We're finding out most people who join this is for our transportation, because we have transportation that's people who live on campus can use our transportation, but outside the community a lot of people want reliable transportation, so they're joining this to use our transportation too.
Okay, and then do you charge in addition for the actual, you charge,
service.
So there's part of being a member and then you charge for the service?
Yes, thank you. Yes, I ask every provider to send like their own contract with the person. Say if they need, again, example of plumbing, the plumber would write the contract up and make sure that every provider would have to do that. And the same thing with transportation. There would be an extra charge for transportation too, and it's by the mileage and the time frame. So
and is that arranged through, Bayley actually has the drivers and the cars?
Yes, they're employed by Bayley.
Okay.
And they would call another special number, and there's one person that does all the transportation for that.
Oh, very good.
We have 2 vehicles that are buses, and they're handicap accessible. We have a minivan that's handicap accessible and 2 regular cars.
Okay, so they can use it for doctor's appointments and do they get help getting, if they need help getting from the house into the car, kind of, you can go one step ahead of...
Oh, our drivers are great, yes.
Okay.
They would actually help them bring the groceries in, even sometimes put them in the refrigerator, whatever they actually need.
Wow.
We have some people that just join because the social aspect, they want to go to, in the evening, they want to go down to the Broadway show. So they actually drive them down there, and then they have their cell phone, and then they call them when it's time to get picked up.
Wow.
So we just don't want them to stop, doing things because they don't feel comfortable driving at night.
Yeah.
So
as I understand it, on the west side of Cincinnati here, Bayley has been a presence for close to 30 years.
yes.
So people have a good level of trust around the Bayley name. And now you're trying to keep people in their own homes as they need it and supporting them as best you can to stay in their homes and still have that little connection with Bayley.
And also social. We also have a lot of different programs. We have a health fair that's coming up June 10th. We try to keep them involved. And then also we have a fitness center that we try to get them to come up and be a part of that too. We have like high teas and things like that of those natures, and they get a discount if they do any of our programs too, then if they're part of the Be Connected program.
Okay, so it also has not just support for them to stay in their own homes in terms of the to have somebody to, I mean, I love the idea of having, if my mother lived alone, and to have, you know, calling a serviceman to have a referral and, you know, someone showing up to help negotiate that and be there. I mean, that's just a peace of mind type of thing.
Yes, and we did all the homework. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a lot of work going through those providers and making sure we say the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
You know, because we have declined some providers. You know, they weren't adequate. You know, we check out the references, and some people, one person says, you know, so-and-so we didn't think it was fair, so we don't take them. So we did the homework out of that, and it's almost like an Angie's List, I guess you would say, but it's a Bayley's List. So
Yeah.
they just call us, and, you know, it has our name on it, so we want to make sure they're really good providers.
And is this geographically limited to just the west side of Cincinnati, or, you know, can you expand beyond that geographically?
We can. Right now, to be honest, it's mostly just Delhi and Green Township that's using our services, but we do have some people in the city. I know, like, we're close to Salem Park and Cheviot and things of that nature. So we really haven't declined anybody. I know with our adult day, there's times that some people that lived outside of that area needed transportation, and we have actually driven some people that were outside of that district, Green Township and Delhi. So
Very good.
we're open.
Yeah, very good. And if people need to get in touch with you, if they're interested in the Bayley Place or Be Connected Bayley Be Connected, how do they get a hold of you?
I first would check our website out, bayleylife.org. It's a great website, and we have all the information about anything that you possibly can think of. But my direct phone number is 513-347-5510.
Okay.
So, but the website has everything you possibly can think of about Bayley. And yeah, we look forward to hearing from whoever wants any of our services.
Very good. Is there anything else that we need to talk about before we close? Is there anything we missed in terms of the program?
Well, I think what's unique with our campus is that we are affiliated, again, with the Sisters of Charity. So we have the Mother House across one street, then we have the College of Mount St. Joe across the other street. So we're really fortunate that we do have sisters that are willing to help out with this program, and also a lot of the students of the College of Mount St. Joe. So we're really fortunate on our campus.
Yeah, you guys are long established as a place of trust in this community. So
Yes.
I think that's
Thank you.
You've got the perfect place to reach out.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. And Bayley is one of our sponsors to this podcast. And so I'm assuming that if people click on this podcast on the Bayley part, they'll be able to go to that website
great.
you're talking about.
That'd be
So,
great.
very good. Well, thank you,
Well,
Donna.
thank you for having us.
Appreciate that very much. And in addition to Bayley being one of our sponsors, I also want to mention Family Bridges Home Care, Lifespan, Home Care by Blackstone, Hillebrand Home Health, and Vitas Hospice. I'm Liz Tassone. I want to thank you for listening, and always remember that caring matters.